Hi everyone, it's Jimmy at Survaid, and in this video we're going to look at importing a CSV file to update the coordinates of some manholes in the Survaid web portal. Alright, so the first stage of importing a CSV file into Survaid is to actually create the CSV file itself. So I'm going to use Microsoft Excel here to generate a basic simple CSV file. I'm sure there'll be ways of automating the production of a file like this once you extract the data from the total station. But doing it this way, you can, if you want to follow along, you can generate your own file looking at these details, and you can create one that works, and then you've got a reference for if you want to come up with the same format the other way. So let's dig in. There are 6 headings that we can use for our column headings in this CSV file. ID, which is the only one that is mandatory, which makes sense because each manhole needs its own unique ID, and then the software will use these IDs to match up which manhole to update the coordinates for. The other 5 are eastings, northings, latitude, longitude, and elevation for the levels. And these other 5 here, you can just mix and match them depending on which ones you want to bring in. So if it's there, the software will match up and overwrite that field. If it's not there, then it just gets skipped over. So it's up to you how you mix and match those up. Eastings, northings, in the UK those tend to be OSGB 36 coordinates, but they can be off any grid basically. Latitude and longitude are always WGS 84 coordinates, as you would get from a mobile device or GPS pole. That's because the maps that are in the Survaid web portal use this type of coordinate to display markers on them. They don't understand all these weird and wonderful survey coordinates. So this is set out how I want it. It's quite simple. Just got 5 manholes, just with the coordinates, not doing the elevation. So now it's all set up how I want it to be. I will go to File and Save As. Now I happen to know that the job number I'm going to import these into is 0003, but it doesn't matter what the file name's called or where you save it really, as long as it's easily accessible when you need it. You just need to make sure that from in Excel, the file format that you save it to is a CSV file. So we will save that, and it's appeared here on my desktop. So now I will switch over to Survaid web portal, and these are the job details for 0003 Church Stretton. So this is one of the dummy jobs that gets put in. If you create a new account on Survaid and then go through the onboarding flow and get to the point where it asks you which data you want to use and you say manholes, then it puts some test jobs in so you can see how things look in the web without having to upload any data from the app first. And this is one of those particular jobs, which is why I chose it for this demo. So if you want to follow along, you can. Now, if we have a look at where these manholes are at the moment, as the job number would suggest, they are currently recorded as being in a place called Church Stretton, which is near Shrewsbury. So all I need to do if I want to import a CSV file to update these is go to the Csv Import Tab, and you'll see that there's like instructions about these headings and stuff that I've just been talking about here as well. And you can either click in this box at the bottom and it will bring up a navigation window where you can navigate to where you saved the file to, or if it's somewhere easily accessible, you can just pick it up and drag and drop it into this area. And once you let go, the software will take that file in, match up with the manhole IDs, and overwrite all the coordinates that it finds in there. And to test that this has worked, if we go back to data and look at the map, if I click on the refresh button, they should move from Shrewsbury, and now because of the way I've done this, they are all now on the Mall in central London. And that's basically it. So we've moved them geographically for the purposes of this demo, just to check that it works. But usually this is just used to bring in the survey grade coordinates for the OS grid or whichever rather than manually having to type those in a few days after you get back from site and you've got the data out of the total station. And when you first export the data from the apps, it will use the coordinates that were obtained from the device to show these markers on the map, and so you might want to tighten those up with more accurate ones once you have them from the total station. But that's all that it takes to update the coordinates of any manholes you've got in there. Hope that all makes sense. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop me a message. I'll be happy to help you out. There's more articles in our help center on the website, and there's other YouTube videos for all sorts of other features of the Survaid platform as well on our YouTube channel. So I hope that was useful, and happy surveying.